Welcome to my channel, Pakistan Freedom. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important days in the history of our subcontinent. The day when millions moved. The day when the borders were redrawn. The day that gave birth to Pakistan, 14th of August 1947. Have you ever wondered why on 14th of August every Pakistani celebrates their independence? Why do they fly flags and balloons? Why do they wear green or dance and sing or even cry? Well, on this day 72 years ago, the subcontinent we knew was divided into two separate pieces. Pakistan shares its border with Afghanistan to its west. To the north, it shares its border with China, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, India, and Iran. To the east, it has a maritime boundary with Bangladesh and Myanmar. To the south, it is separated by sea from Oman, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran. And the Arabian Sea lies to its south. Pakistan's total area is around 790,000 square kilometers. Pakistan's got everything: deserts, mountains, rivers, glaciers, fertile lands, forests, plains, coastal lines, and a lot more. According to the estimates, Pakistan's population is around 210 million people. They speak many languages such as Urdu, Punjabi, Sindhi, Pashto, and Saraiki. Islam is the dominant religion, followed by Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, and others. Pakistan is a democratic country with an elected government. Its capital city is Islamabad, and the largest city is Karachi. But have you ever wondered how this all came to be? How did Pakistan become what it is today? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out in today's video. Pakistan was born on August 14, 1947 at midnight. At that stroke of midnight, the British rule in the subcontinent came to an end, and Pakistan emerged as a sovereign state. But how did this happen? What led to the creation of Pakistan? And where is that other piece of land? Before 1947, the Indian subcontinent was under the rule of the British. They had been ruling it for almost 200 years. And now they wanted to leave. But they didn't want to just give up and leave. They wanted to split the subcontinent into smaller pieces. And those pieces would be ruled by the Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. The reason behind this was that there was no way they could rule over this diverse subcontinent anymore. There were so many different religions, cultures, and languages that it was impossible for them to control. So they decided to divide and rule. The idea of a separate Muslim state was first put forward by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. He wanted a state where Muslims could feel safe and live according to their religion freely. This idea gained momentum, and soon many leaders such as Muhammad Ali, Jinnah Hakim, Ajmal Khan, and Chaudhry Rahmat Ali started demanding for a separate Muslim state. They wanted a place where Muslims could be the majority. In 1930, Muhammad Ali Jinnah demanded a separate Muslim state at the annual session of the Muslim League held at Allahabad. This resolution called for an independent state in which Muslims would be the absolute majority. Initially, the British government rejected this proposal. However, after the Second World War, the British realized that they no longer had the resources to maintain control over the subcontinent. As a result, they began to consider the idea of partition more seriously. Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, played a crucial role in the partition process. He was responsible for dividing the subcontinent along religious lines, creating modern-day Pakistan and India. There were several challenges and complexities involved in this process, including the mass migration of people across the new borders, as well as the issue of who would control the princely states. Despite these challenges, Lord Mountbatten successfully oversaw the partition and the transfer of power to the new Indian and Pakistani governments. His actions had a profound impact on the course of history, shaping the political and social landscape of the region for decades to come. So why did the British decide to split the subcontinent? Why did they agree to create Pakistan? Well, there are a few reasons behind this. Firstly, the British wanted to end their colonial rule in India, and they saw the partition as a way to do so. By creating two separate states, they hoped that they would be able to maintain peace and stability in the region. Secondly, they wanted to ensure that the majority of Muslims in the new states would be in Pakistan rather than India. This was because they feared that if there was a large Muslim minority in India, it could lead to communal violence and instability. Finally, the British also wanted to create a buffer state between India and China. They hoped that this would help to prevent any future conflicts between the two powers. So how did Pakistan become a success? Well, it wasn't easy. There were a lot of problems that Pakistan faced in its early years, such as economic instability, political corruption, and social unrest. However, despite these challenges, Pakistan has emerged as a strong and resilient nation. Some factors that contributed to Pakistan's success include its strategic location, its rich natural resources, its large and young population, and its commitment to democracy and religious freedom. However, it is also facing significant challenges such as poverty, terrorism, and political instability. Only time will tell whether Pakistan can overcome these challenges and reach its full potential. Millions moved. It is estimated that around 14 to 16 million people had to leave their homes and move to the newly created states. Around 7 to 8 million people moved to India, and 6 to 7 million people moved to Pakistan. This was one of the largest mass migrations in human history. People had to abandon their homes and their belongings and move to a new place. Many of them were refugees who had no homes or jobs. They had to start their lives all over again in a new country. During the partition, there was a lot of violence and tension between the communities. There was a lot of bloodshed and people were killed because of their religion. It was a very difficult time for the people of the subcontinent. Despite all the sadness and suffering, there were also stories of courage, kindness, and hope during the partition. There were people who helped their neighbors and strangers alike. They shared food, water, and shelter with those who needed it. They risked their own safety to help others escape the violence. After the partition, the subcontinent was never the same again. The people of the subcontinent had to live with the consequences of this decision for many years. There was a lot of mistrust and tension between the two countries, and there was also a lot of poverty and inequality. However, despite all the challenges, the people of the subcontinent have shown great resilience and determination. They have worked hard to rebuild their lives and create a better future for themselves. Today, India and Pakistan are two separate countries. They have their own governments, their own flags, and their own national anthems. However, they still share a deep history and culture. Both countries are home to people of all religions, and they have always celebrated their diversity. We hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something new. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.